I'm Dexter Tucker, host of the Tuff Love Show, the hottest interactive relationship forum, where you will hear real issues, real talk from real people.
Real talk. So none of this is made up, so we're going to deal with every question like your niece or your nephew came up, or your brother or your sister came up and asked you. We're trying to help people here today. Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
Let's talk about it. No subject is off limits.
Dear Tuff Love, who is the one that gave you the best sexual experience? Someone your age or an older person? Oh, we get right to it. Or an older person. For women, the young jackrabbit. For men, the young filly. Did that experience affect your dating preferences afterwards?
This is not just for couples. Share your lessons in love in an atmosphere where judgment is laid to the side.
Jackrabbit or what? I'm sorry.
The older guy or the young jackrabbit?
I'm gonna take the young jackrabbit for $500.
You gonna take the young jackrabbit?
Well, who gave you the best sexual experience? Older woman or a younger woman? Did that change your preference afterwards?
It didn't change my preference per se, but she knew what she wanted. She wasn't embarrassed, she was really loud. And I was high at the time, right? so I was thinking of Jimi Hendrix, and she's making all this noise, and they mixed together. I was like, oh God, I need to play this on my guitar and play it for everybody, like her screams mixed with Hendrix.
Was that older or younger?
She was older.
Oh.
A younger person, what they do is they hold back, they don't squirm, and they don't scream. They're like, ew, the neighbors. She was like, screw the neighbors. She made a lot of noise. I like the noise. I guess that's what I'm saying.
A lot of noise.
Observation and analysis. We as men know that material things is and has always been the best way to get out of the doghouse when it comes to our women. From forgetting anniversaries to infidelity. The past has shown us that women will forget and forgive past transgressions as soon as they see something shiny and pricey. My question to the ladies is it really that simple? So many of you desire resourceful men with money, but if a man has that much money and realizes that you will always forgive as long as he buys you cars, purses, and shoes, at what point does it become ineffective? Do material possessions keep people in toxic relationships and marriages? I cheat, you find out, you're ready to kill me, and 10 guys that look like me. I'll buy you a new car, we're back in love again, all is forgiven. Let's talk about it.
I would tell you one thing. A woman will forgive you with no gifts and no money if you know what to say and you're sincere.
Right.
But after the second, third, fourth, and fifth time, there's no Bentley you could find that's not going to make sure she doesn't get your ass back.
Oh,
so
no.
prepare yourself. She might take your keys, and then she might use them to scratch your car and possibly stab you in the throat. Watch yourself while you sleep.
Doc, you shaking your head. What you got to say?
If you are not treating me right and doing the things that you need to be doing,
I'm sorry.
I'm good. A lot of those things I can get myself. So it's not about that. It's about respect. It's about love. It's about a lot of other things. So I think, just agreeing with the young lady over there, you're not going to forget that stuff. So, buying me a gift is not going to do it. Not for me. I mean, maybe at a different time and space, like you said, the young rabbit, 20 years old, if you pay my college tuition or something like that. But, at this stage of the game, it's more about respect.
Let me follow that up and say, my perspective is from a marriage, not a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. One time is too many times and you don't get a second chance. But after you commit yourself, you have children, you have a life together, women are more likely to forgive, not forget. So I'm not saying that in relationship to new relationships, if you haven't put that ring on that thing and you chirping anyway, you already got a problem. I'm gonna need you to back on up and reassess. However, after the children and the rings and things, a car is a nice way to say I'm sorry, but there's really no amount of material things that will make you forget it. And it might help because you might forgive them any old way, so that might help get over the hump. But after several infractions, that car's not gonna help her forget a thing.
Women get more mad if they found out the man was spending money on the woman.
Oh, that's it.
I heard some. Ooh.
No, but that's emotional infidelity too. I mean, the money situation is that's no good either, but for me it would be more the emotional infidelity.
The emotional. Well, I mean, men can have an affair with a woman that don't care nothing about her now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So that's why the money to me is more that's more secondary. It's the emotional. If you really are making a connection with someone else and cheating on me, and that.
Talk about it then.
I feel as if it's one thing if you took her on a date or whatever, a drink, okay, well that's petty. But if it's continuously spending money on her, then there's a problem. Then you're taking money out of my time, my pocket, and my family. So I'll have a big problem with that.
And that's very honest of you, because I believe that most of y'all feel like that, man. You just found out he had a one-night stand with a woman versus he gave her $1,000. Is it a difference?
One of the biggest things about cheaters is levels. One of the levels is when they get an old girlfriend shows up again, or an old boyfriend comes back in the picture. Way more dangerous than some new chick.
Emotional
infidelity pops in addition to usually sexual infidelity and a number of other things which take away from the situation that you're sharing, building, growing with this person. However, there's a moment when you know something ain't right. Usually, that's the moment that it begins. Mm-hmm. Now, inevitably, you'll have, for women, ladies, he will try to convince you on every level that you are crazy.
Right.
And you have to know in your bones there's nothing wrong with you, that you just are working your intuition antennas. However,
But sometimes that's exactly what it is. All the time what a woman thinks isn't always what it is.
not all women. I'm not one of them.
But you know, and I can speak to from a male's point of view to say this, you know, to get to the subject of saying this, that, you know, showering a woman with gifts, does that really make her accept your apology or not? No.
No.
But honestly, what men do, we do it to show our love or our I'm sorry's, even though we are saying I'm sorry. But if you are involved with another woman, me just being the type of man that I am, I'm a feeling and emotional person. You know, I don't know how that may sound, but you know, I'm not a guy that can just, you know, which we do have guys. You know, let me break this down real quick. The world is 50-50, just like men and women is 50-50. You have 50% of women who think and feel just like a man, and you have 50% of men who think and feel just like a woman. I'm sorry for them. But I can honestly say this, that because our percentages are broken down 50-50, that means we all choose to do the same thing just at different times. So if a man could cheat on his woman and a woman can cheat on her man, it depends on which 50 of the person you're dealing with. Are you dealing with a person who doesn't have any love and emotion like some people, or are you dealing with a person that looks at you to be how you say it, on that pedestal, like you look at them to be on that pedestal, to where now it takes connection and emotion to get to you. Like, to sum it up faster, if you was my woman, I feel like if you cheated on me, that had to be a hell of a dude. That means he had to be doing something I wasn't doing, and it's not always sex or gifts. It got to be something else, because I look at you as to be that high woman. But then you also got women who you have a guy can call him. I call Jackson. Yo, Dex, what's up, man? Wait, I got a girl over here. Guess what? She fucking everybody. I'm on my way. He ain't got to know the girl name. He ain't got to know what she say. She got to know nothing about him. But guess what?
Hey, man.
No.
Go ahead.
Some men would do it. But you want me to tell you what? Women are opposite. A woman would call her girlfriend and say, oh yeah, girl, I got somebody over here. Y'all come in and get something. So it's a totally different situation.
Do women do that?
No, they don't.
Right.
So if you look at it to say like this here, men and women are different, but then it may sound crazy, but think about it. All the men that I called for that woman who they didn't know her name, that's one woman who didn't know theirs. So they go to show you there's people that work exactly the same way, just at different times. So if you look at your man to be that person that you in love with, then apparently you feel like he got to be connected to another woman in order for him to step outside of the relationship that you guys have and do something like that.
But does it matter to women to know for a fact that I'm your man? If we having problems or whatever, things ain't right, I can cheat with a woman and I don't care nothing about her. It's not emotional or nothing. I ain't got to see her again. I really ain't got to know her name. Does it matter? Does that matter to you? I mean, how do you feel about it?
That's a factor.
Pussy got feelings.
Y'all just nodding your heads. We gotta talk. What? Does that matter to you?
We don't understand that.
You don't understand that?
Okay, we try to.
It's fact.
Western world, but that don't make sense to me.
Well, that's why we're here to understand each other.
Cheat for different reasons.
Say it again.
Men and women typically cheat for different reasons.
Oh, we definitely do.
When a woman cheats, there's a void. Something is missing.
Well, you want me to tell you that they break it down in a summary of 3. They say that most people cheat because of 3 things: either unhappiness, money, or because they just stone cold thick. So if you look at it in that different way, you know, most people be like, okay, I got hurt, so that means that's the reason why I went out and cheated. You got some people who like, oh, I'm trying to get money, so that's why I went out and cheated. And you got some people who just they freaky like.
How many women in here? How many women in here think they gonna find?
You know what kind of faithful we
I see one hand up. I'm talking about faithful. He ain't never gonna cheat.
I'm 100%.
He's never gonna have sex with another woman.
I think
Okay, she has something to say.
My comment is I've been married this year 24 years. It's been, and one piece of advice, wisdom that my grandmother told me is that you're not going to be in love with anybody 365 days a year, every day, every year for the rest of your life. Throughout your marriage, relationship, you fall in and out of love with that person. Now, like, I don't know her name, but like the lady said earlier, when you have vested interest into a relationship, whether it's emotional or physical, as a woman, you wait and you say, okay, I can gauge how deep, and I've been in situations that involve infidelity with my husband, and I can gauge how deep this situation is. But as a woman, we have to identify it. So you ask, is it important that we really know? Yes, it's important that we know, because we have to identify and pull him by his coattail and say, you're out of bounds. You're way out of bounds on this. So you have to gauge it based on your situation, but don't be idealistic about marriage or about a relationship, because it's not fairy tale. It's real life. People are still growing. No matter how old we get, we're still growing and we're still learning. So, no, I did not appreciate it. Yes, I shut it down.
What's your name?
Toy.
Toy. Toy is a grown-ass woman. Grown-ass woman. All right, we're going to take another small break, and we'll be right back with more Tough Love on 44 Live. Clap us out.
Let's come together and learn to grow as individuals in order to create, strengthen, and groom our relationships.